Once upon a time, a tortoise and a hare had an argument about who was faster. They decided to settle the argument with a race. They agreed on a route and started off the race. The hare shot ahead and ran briskly for some time. Then, seeing that he was far ahead of the tortoise, he thought he would sit under a tree for some time and relax before continuing the race. He sat under the tree and soon fell asleep. The tortoise, plodding on, overtook him and soon finished the race. Emerging as the undisputed champ, the hare woke up and realized that he would lost the race. Slow and steady wins the race. The hare was disappointed at losing the race, and he did some soul searching. He realized that he had lost the race only because he had been overconfident, careless, and lax. If he had not taken things for granted, there was no way the tortoise could have beaten him. So he challenged the tortoise to another race. The tortoise agreed. This time the hare went all out and ran without stopping from the start to finish. He won by several miles. Fast and consistent always beats the slow and steady. But the story doesn't end here. The tortoise did some thinking and realized that there is no way he could beat the hare in a race the way it was currently formatted. He thought for a while and then challenged the hare to another race, but on a slightly different route. The hare agreed. They started off. In keeping with his self-made commitment to be consistently fast, the hare took off and ran at top speed until he came to a broad river. The finishing line was a couple of kilometers on the other side of the river. The hare sat there wondering what to do. In the meantime, the tortoise trundled along, got into the river, swam to the opposite bank, continued walking, and finished the race. Only challenge in a field where you can compete. The hare and the tortoise by this time had become pretty good friends, and they did some thinking together. Both realized that the last race could have been run much better, so they decided to do last race again. But to run as a team, this time they started off, and this time the hare carried the tortoise till the riverbank. There the tortoise took over and swam across with the hare on his back. On the opposite bank, the hare again carried the tortoise, and they reached the finishing line together. They both felt a greater sense of satisfaction than they had felt earlier. Collaboration is better than competition. There are more lessons to be learned from this story. Note that neither the hare nor the tortoise gave up after failures. The hare decided to work harder and put in more effort after his failure. The tortoise changed his strategy because he was already working as hard as he could. See, in life, when faced with failure, sometimes it is appropriate to work harder and put in more effort. Sometimes it is appropriate to change strategy and try something different. And sometimes it is appropriate to do both. That's the moral of the story. See you in the next story.